Hooray for Hollywood! Hello there, Stan the Movie Man here with your WIMZ.com movie review. This week it was Dredd 3D, starring Carl Urban, Olivia Thirlby, and Lena Headey. It is the story from the comic book of a post-apocalyptic world where the majority of the planet is unlivable after a nuclear war. There is a giant city where 800 million people live, and it is called Mega City 1. It's a combination of the original buildings as well as giant 200-story structures where the majority of the people live. Now, the crime is pretty rampant in Mega City 1, and the only thing that keeps the order is the judges, these guys who ride around on motorcycles. They are judge, jury, and executioner, if they so see fit. There is a drug that is running rampant in Mega City 1 called slow-mo. The people who take it have an altered perception of time. It seems to pass at about 1% of what you would normally perceive it to. It also tends to cause certain visual abnormalities to come up, especially if it's something sparkly or shiny, like droplets of water or pieces of broken glass. And the drug trade in slow-mo is controlled by the Mama Gang. The Mama Gang is led by Mama, who's played by Lena Headey. She lives in this one particular tower block that she controls pretty much without question. And Judge Dredd, played by Carl Urban, is sent to that particular building along with a provisional judge, played by Olivia Thirlby. Her name's Cassandra Anderson. She is psychic, and it is believed in the Hall of Justice that she could be a good judge. They get sent to this particular tower block to investigate 3 people who have been thrown from the top of it into a central core, and they have been skinned alive and given this slow-mo drug so that they experience their impending death a lot longer. It's also used to send a message to anybody who gets in the way of Mama. When one of Mama's henchmen is captured and is going to be taken in for questioning, Mama shuts down the building and tells all of her henchmen to try and kill the judges so that they don't take this guy back to the Hall of Justice to be questioned, and that is pretty much the rest of the movie. And it's a pretty good one. I saw the 3D version, and visually it is worth the 3D. The slow-mo effect especially, because it's visually very, very interesting to see. Also, there's a shootout where everybody except the judges is high on slow-mo, and the movie, which is rated R, deserves that rating for the violence, even for this one particular scene where you see bullets very slowly going through people's faces and blowing out, you know, their cheeks, and you can see their gums and a few of their teeth that are still left in. It's a pretty gnarly effect, and it is, in general, a pretty good movie. It's a bit slow, though. Granted, it's an action picture, and there is plenty of action, but there's also a lot of, you know, walking through the halls with their guns drawn, and sometimes that feels like we're viewing it in slow-mo, even though it isn't regular speed. But, you know, it's a pretty simple story, but it's pretty well done. Again, there are just some kind of slowish parts. And this movie shares a lot with a movie I reviewed earlier this year, The Raid Redemption, in that a few policemen are going up against an entire building full of bad guys. And that one is just non-stop bone-crunching action, whereas Judge Dredd has a lot of action, but is a bit slower in places. I can see a benefit to that if there had been more story, but there's not that much story to go along with this movie. It's just mostly them trying to get out of the building with their prisoner. Overall, I'm going to give it 4 guitars because, again, the 3D is pretty much worth it in this film. It was actually shot in 3D for the most part. The action is very good. It's very graphically violent, but a bit slow in spots. So, 4 guitars. Go to WIMZ.com to read my complete review as well as to vote on the movie I see next time. Questions or comments can be sent to StanTheMovieMan@att.net, and you can follow me on Twitter @MovieManStan. Till next time, later, Tater.